Okay, with me I have Generation 1, Yaka, Courtney and Dwayne, who we've decided it was Gen 2.
YAC 2.0.
YAC 2.0. Okay, I've been corrected. So, Nay, what was the best thing about YAC?
Best thing...
Sorry.
When the car goes fast. We're so popular, all these people are coming to see you.
We're stars. Next up, Luke. Aim for the stars.
Go, Nay.
Okay, the best part about YAC is probably all the people that we got to meet.
So who did you get to meet?
Dwayne. We also got to meet people like the Governor General and...
Did you meet Beth Shaw, the United Nations
Beth
Youth
Shaw,
Representative?
The United Nations Youth Representative.
And did you meet Alana Slater as well?
Yes, her as well. There was also a lot of bands when we did youth radio through that. Plus also the really cool events and things that you got to do and plan. You're part of.
What about you, Dwayne?
Yeah, like the people that you got to meet, also the people that were in YAC that you got to meet, and the skills that you picked up as well, so applying for grants or writing out applications, and communicating with other community members. Yeah.
Awesome. So, why do you think other people should be involved in YAC? What reasons should young people get involved?
I think it gives you a certain skill set that you don't get from school, and that you don't learn necessarily unless you get involved in an organisation like YAC. Like being able to work collaboratively with a group of people you don't necessarily agree with on everything, and learning how to do that, and organisation skills and sort of event skills, and learning sort of how to communicate with people outside of your friend group is something you don't necessarily pick up.
Anything you want to add to that, Dwayne?
No, I think that sort of encompassed it quite well.
Was there any like downside to YAC? Like what made it not cool?
I don't think there was anything. No, because you got to be involved in planning and setting up really cool events that people liked and came to. So had fun.
What is your favourite event of all? When the helicopter goes over. Here we are, live from Kings Park, and there's a helicopter crossing over top, and look, pretty lights in the background. Woo! Okay, so what do you think? What was any downside to YAC? We've got to be honest here. Show both sides. Was it juggling school and YAC and other commitments like family and all that type of stuff?
No, I don't think that was a problem. I think it was quite easy to fit in with your other commitments that you might have had. Yeah.
So what was your favourite event overall?
The beach day
or the fall?
So what was the beach day?
So the beach day we organised, it was a youth day down by the beach and we organised a few different, not rides, but attractions.
Yeah.
So what type of stuff was down there?
Giant sumo suits, and there was a mechanical... Was it a surfboard or a ball?
And we had the sheep.
And
was Sean the sheep?
Yeah. There was also...
I think it was bouncy boxing and cowboy shootout. And fairy floss.
And fairy floss. You can't go wrong with fairy floss.
So is that both of your favourite event?
I really enjoyed the beach day. I had to say my favourite event was probably when we got to be involved with the YACtion Youth Forum in Perth.
So what's YACtion?
It's when all the YACs from throughout WA get together for a forum to sort of see where everyone's at and see the big issues and stuff.
Was it all work or did you get to play as well?
It wasn't all work. It was definitely fun. There was 4 of us, I think.
Yeah, there would have been, because there was myself, Nick, Tessa, yourself.
It was just really good to see where everyone else was and see how on track sort of Albany was, because you always feel sort of isolated, and it was really good to see that we weren't that different.
So, were either of you involved when YAC became an LDAG?
Yeah.
So, what did LDAG change for YAC?
So when we became a part of LDAG, which is the Local Drug Action Group, I suppose we started targeting sort of drug awareness as well. part of our issues that we looked at. Yeah, I remember we did, that's what the mocktail ball was part of. We did a lot of work for LDAG for that, so to try and raise awareness amongst youth in Albany and about alcohol, and yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys have left YAC for how long now, Courtney?
Oh my gosh. 5, 4?
How about you,
I think
Dwayne?
about 5 years.
Yeah, four for me, I think.
So has being part of YAC helped you since you left YAC? Like you've both gone on to university, so, and Courtney's now graduated. So how has YAC, that stuff you've done with YAC, or how has YAC helped you now that you're no longer part of YAC?
Immensely. The experience, again, the things you pick up help, because university in particular is so different to high school, and I think when you join an organisation and you learn to think differently, it helps you sort of get into that mindset of a different style of education. So it helps sort of as a pathway to university. It also helped me get into university.
How's that?
I got into university via portfolio, and so I used a lot of the radio work and also the events and stuff.
So tell us more about the radio part of YAC. What was it?
We had a radio show. Was it 2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours on a Wednesday night, 7 till 9. I can't remember the radio station.
100.9 FM.
And we had a half-hour show each, and I did it with my friend Zoe. We had an hour, I think.
Worked up to an hour, yeah.
And we got to speak about things that were happening in Albany, things that were important to us, and play some really cool music, and it was really amazing. And it was on par with sort of a tertiary level. So like the skills that we learnt through radio are the same things that you learn at university when you study radio, or at TAFE when you study radio. So it was, and you know, we were learning that at like 15, 16, so it was really good.
What about you, Dwayne?
So I suppose it definitely gave me skills that I could use at university, but also I suppose it helped me more in my other volunteering roles that I've gone on to do. So I started volunteering at a therapy clinic with kids with autism, and then I also did do some work at Curtin Volunteers, which is the university volunteering organisation. So I was the co-director of youth services there, youth programs, and so the skills that I learnt at YAC helped me in that role to get that role and to work in that role as well, and to develop my skills further. So it definitely helped me to get more opportunities to develop my skills, yeah.
So you both have got YAC on your resumes. Do you think that helps you with getting jobs? Definitely. My when I went to university, the area I studied was particularly in events, so it definitely helps me, and I always bring it out at job interviews and refer to it because it's just such a good grounding to work from. So yeah, it definitely has helped having it on the resume.
How about you, Dwayne?
Well, I haven't done much work in Perth because I've been more focused on my studies, but it definitely impresses people when they see that you've done that bit of extra volunteer work or been involved in something like YAC. Yeah.
So any final messages for any people who are considering YAC but aren't quite sure?
I say do it.
Yeah, do it.
It doesn't take much out of your everyday life, and it just gives you a lot more than it takes.
Okay, one final question. How would you easily sum up what YAC is?
Oh my god.
Fun.
Fun
and learning. Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know. Fun.
Yeah. It was just...
It's a riot.
Yeah. It was always a really positive experience. You always had fun with the people there, learnt new things and how to do things, or you're always aware
of... to do things you wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. Like, we got to meet people that we would never have met in any other situation.
And free food.
And free food.
And free road trips. And free clothes.
That's true.
Okay, well thank you very much. Bye.